So in news that could rock the independent comic industry, Tony Moore is suing Robert Kirkman over the rights to The Walking Dead.
This is crazy, but it looks like Moore had a contract with Kirkman originally that gave him 60% of the net proceeds of the Walking Dead comic series, 20% of any motion picture, and 20% of motion picture of a different project they were working on together. Technically, Kirkman's lawyers will probably argue that the Walking Dead series, television series, is not a motion picture. So that may be something they, squabble over.
While I completely agree, I do believe that the independent comic industry is known for not being as cutthroat as bigger companies like DC and like Marvel, making it so businesslike. And I feel like Robert Kirkman is kind of, yeah, exactly. And Robert Kirkman is kind of screwing his childhood friend, I might add. This is a person he grew up with, and they both got into comics together. He's screwing his friend this way. And granted, yes, it's legally correct, but I mean, to do that to your childhood friend, this is not Marvel or DC.
Yeah, it's so douchey. And like, I don't understand what happened between them with as much as they've gone through together, how it got to this point. Why did they have to get lawyers involved? Why couldn't they have resolved this on their own without going to court?
Granted, I mean, I want to add that when this all came up and Robert Kirkman and his lawyers did address this issue with him early on when the show was getting pitched, Tony Moore even admits that he did not see it going anywhere. So that's why he was willing to sign away his rights.
He thought the show was going to fall through. And I mean, isn't that why he left the comic series to begin with?
And true. Tony Moore left the comic series very early on. He only did the first 7 issues. And he just felt that the comic about zombies would never go anywhere, especially in a sea of books about zombies that were all failing. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too with as popular as Kirkman has been and his involvement with The Walking Dead and even like fan reaction and critic reaction when Kirkman left. I wonder how that's going to play into the case. I mean, he is obviously a huge part of this intellectual property. What's going to happen there?
But there is a huge fandom for Tony Moore. I mean, myself included, when Tony Moore jumped off the book, I was wanting nothing more but for him to jump back, and now we unfortunately we'll never have that opportunity again. And furthermore, this could mean very doomed things for other characters that Tony Moore and Robert Kirkman created together, like Britt and Battle Pope.
And beyond just Kirkman and Moore, whatever happens in this court case will probably help kind of steer future court cases about this intellectual property and 2 people coming up with an idea together, one getting bought out, it becoming, it'll be crazy to watch.
Yeah, inevitably it'll be a huge subject in a booming comic industry. But I want to know what you guys all think. Tell us in the comments below.